would like to give a special nail addict shout out to Queen Miss Chris, Nails on Cassie Mine, Tracy's Nail World, and Rochelle Howard for being the first 4 ladies to comment on my last video. I'm so grateful and thankful for you all. Hey y'all, welcome back and welcome if you're new. My name is Sheena, and if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get into today's set. So I'm doing yet again another lazy girl method, and this one is with the same tips that I used in the previous video that I got off of Amazon. Today I'm going to be using this Roslyn Soft Pink Polygel, doing the lazy girl method. So I wanted to try the 1 beat method again, just because y'all know I do the 2 beat method when I'm doing lazy girl, just because I don't like the stickiness from the polygel. So I decided today I was going to actually try to go in and just apply it straight into the nail tip in full. So I'm using the Roslyn polygel and my polygel brush with some 91% alcohol and just patting that into this nail well. So another reason why I decided to do it is because Roslyn's polygel is really soft, and I figured it would be nice with a softer polygel to do the lazy girl, and I was right. Like, to do it with 1 bead, it just filled the nail effortlessly, very nice. I was able to smooth everything out how I wanted, leaving the cuticle with minimal spillage. It was nice. So I feel like with my softer consistency polygels, I probably will do or gravitate more towards the lazy girl method, because this was actually a pretty okay application. Again, the only part was like taking it off the stand and putting it onto my nail. So I do just make sure to touch only the sides. Be very careful with that, because that was an issue for me when I first started trying the lazy girl method, but it worked out amazing. So as you see, I just place it on my nail pretty lightly. I'm cleaning up the side for any spillage. I'm also going to look underneath for spillage as well. And for this nail, I do use my flashy lamp to flash cure it for about 10 seconds. But technically, the whole nail is filled with polygel. So I definitely needed to flash cure in my bigger lamp, just to make sure all of the polygel is being flash cured and not just the cuticle area. So I realized that after I put the flashy lamp on, and so going forward, I flash cure them for 15 seconds in my actual lamp. Also, when doing this method, make sure that you are properly prepping your nail. So you want to make sure you're pushing back your cuticles, removing the dead skin from around the cuticle, also roughing up the surface of your natural nail. You want to apply a yeah, I always stumble over that word. You also want to apply a dehydrator and primer of your choice. I like to add a layer of base gel, cure that for 30 seconds, and then I'm ready to apply my lazy girl nails. So very simple, very easy. You always get a really nice nail. I love the versatility of the lazy girl method, because you can do more than just fill the nail with 1 typical polygel. You can do ombres, you can do Frenches, you can do color blocks. You can do a lot of different things, believe it or not, with the lazy girl. And I've done some. It's been quite a while, but I have done different things with the lazy girl method. So it is December 12th, and we are on the 12th day of my 25 days of Christmas nails. And this is going to be another recreation from Tino. I'm not going to do like a week's worth. He does like stuff that I really need to practice. And the first one was okay. It was just like a little generic version of it. And this one too is going to be a little generic version, but I like him so much. I admire him so much. He does such great work. So I will from time to time like recreate his sets, but again, I just got to get on his level because he is just amazing. I absolutely love all of his designs. They are just so great. But this is going to be the gingerbread. So if you follow him on Instagram, he recently did like a gingerbread and he was asking, others to recreate it or whatever. So I'm recreating it. And this one, I feel like I did a really good job. Like super good. So one thing I also don't like about lazy girl method sometimes is like this middle finger here, like when I press it down, and I didn't even press it, I'm placing it on the nail, and then like the polygel kind of like shifts to where you can see my natural nail. That kind of bothers me when that happens. It's not often, but again, it just bothers me because I just want the natural color to show. So like the soft pink, I just want the nail to be completely soft pink with no kind of peeps in it, and that happened. But it does happen from time to time, and it's really not a big deal, but for me it's a big deal because I just know, like nothing's seeping out. So I was just a little confused, and maybe I just didn't put enough down in that area because I don't overfill my lazy girl nails. I like to keep them as thin as the nail pretty much, because at the tip, like where if it has a C curve or whatever the nail tip has, I want the polygel to form to that, so I'm still able to like maneuver. Like I cannot maneuver with a thick piece of polygel under my fingers, so I try to just make it as thin as I possibly can when I'm doing the lazy girl method. And then this one did the same thing a little bit, to where you can see my nail kind of seeping through. It's not horrible, but again, it just kind of like bothers me when I know I have enough polygel. Now this one did have spillage, so maybe that's why. And again, I'm not even like pressing it down really hard because again, with your lazy girl nails, you want to size down. So whatever size you normally wear, you would pick a nail tip just one size lower or bigger, so that it just can sit on your nail. It shouldn't be something to where you're like pressing it on and trying to make it fit your nail. It should kind of just fit naturally. So again, I just squeeze the polygel into the nail well, trying not to do too much. And then I'm taking my polygel brush and my slip solution, and I'm just like patting and gliding that over the nail, making sure my cuticle is nice and thin, and just smoothing everything, making sure the sides are covered. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and place that very nicely onto my pinky. And at this point, I'll give it a full 30-second cure in my lamp the entire hand. I hope that everyone is having an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you may be. And as always, thank you so much to anyone that does take their time to watch my videos. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Nail Addict family. And I do thank you so much for joining me on my nail journey. If you're tuned in and you're liking the video, don't forget to leave a like on the video before leaving. And you can also leave me a comment. That would be nice as well. And if you've been subscribed or are newly subscribed, I love you guys so much. And I'm really thankful and grateful for each and every one of you. So once they're fully cured, I'm now taking a lint-free wipe and some alcohol, and I'm just wiping the inhibition layer or the tacky layer off of the nails. So I'm going underneath, and then for good measures, I also do on top, just in case there's any, polygel seeped up to the top, just to make sure everything's nice and cleansed. To start the set, it is going to be a matte set, so I'm going in with my matte top coat, and I'm going to go ahead and place a layer over all of my nails and give it a 30-second cure in my lamp. So for today's set, I am using Madam Glam. So I'm going to be using Astro Love. I'm also going to be using Divine Glam. I'm going to be using Magic Dust. I'm going to be using Celestial Green, and Autumn Aurora for this set. I'm also going to be using Perfect White. And I typically don't show up Perfect White because we all know, that's the white gel from Madam Glam. But if you're ever interested in anything, if it's available on the website, I always have it linked down below. If it's not linked down below, that's because, they no longer have it. And that's one thing about Madam Glam. Why I encourage you guys, if you see a shade you like, you want to try and catch it that month, because sometimes when they're gone, they're gone. So jumping into the set, I'm using Autumn Aurora, which is that absolutely beautiful, gorgeous tan from Madam Glam, and I am creating a French tip on my index. So I'm also going to create a French tip on my thumb and my pinky as well, so I'm not going to show them. So Tino, he does do like mirror looks kind of like a lot. So like his two middle fingers will make a picture, and then his pinky and his index are the same but maybe going in a different direction. So with the two sets that I just did from him, I'm technically only doing my index and my middle, because the ring and the pinky and the thumb are somewhere incorporated basically the same way. And I don't mind watching a whole nail set, even if it's like just a mirrored look. I'm okay with that, but I don't want to bore anybody, so I'm just going to do the first two nails in this set just to kind of let you see what it was, and then come back in with that final result just to show you how it all turned out. But once I get that French set, I am going in and curing that for 30 seconds, and now I'm back with Divine Glam, which is that brown, and I am creating drips on this nail. So basically like chocolate drips on this nail. So cute. I feel like this nail here, I made the drips a little bit too small. I should have made them a lot bigger, and that's okay. Like I'm not going to beat myself up because it is what it is, but I just get a little nervous with drips. Sometimes I go overboard and do them too big, and then sometimes they're too small. But this time I felt like they were too small, but they still were cute as well. So I'm going to place a picture up now of the nail set that I did recreate from Tino. So freaking cute was this little gingerbread house set, and I definitely wanted to recreate it. I always try to do gingerbread men set, a gingerbread house, something like I always try to do that. So yeah, I was very excited to try and recreate this one. So after that's set and cured for 30 seconds, I'm now going across the top, that like you saw, and attempting icicles again. So y'all, yeah, I definitely need to work on it. I think it's more of a motion with the brush of like bringing them down kind of squiggly to make them look to like icicles. It didn't go real bad. I think I just do them too thin. From fear of going overboard, I end up doing them a little bit too thin, but hey, again, it is what it is, and they'll get better over time. It's no, biggie for me. I still think the set came out really cute, but once I got them set how I want it, I did go ahead and cure my lamp for 30 seconds. So I knew this set was like sugared, and I couldn't really remember like what he exactly sugared. So after the set was finished, of course, I went back and watched his video for this particular nail set, and pretty much all the white areas were sugared. So I didn't sugar anything in the set. And I'm going in now with Magic Dust around the cuticle to give it that gold pop. But I was supposed to matte the nail again before going in with the gold, because obviously if I matte it after this, it's going to matte the gold as well. So off camera for this one, I did fix it later and just like matte the nail first, and then go in and put that gold back on for that pop. I'm using Autumn Aurora on my middle finger and making a slanted situation on the nail, because this is where the house is. So basically starting the roof area right there, I had some cured gel. I wasn't really worried about it. I mean, it's a peel off set, it's fine. But I'm going in and I'm just painting Autumn Aurora at the free edge area of this nail, and I'm going to give that a 30-second cure. So once that's cured, I'm now going in with Perfect White, and I'm going to make like the pieces at the top. So these little, I don't know, awning, I don't know what you want to call this, but I'm just doing this across this slanted portion of the nail all the way across. And I had to do this at least maybe like 4 different times before I actually got it to go well. This take was really, really nice. Now, the one I did off camera, I kind of didn't really worry about like perfecting it. It wasn't horrible, but I didn't like worry about perfecting it. Another thing too, when I'm doing nail art, I get nervous because like I'm putting this video out to the world, and you know, also at the same time I'm learning and practicing on myself, but I'm putting it out to the world for you all to see. And it just makes me a little bit nervous knowing that there's going to be people actually watching me and like just trying to see what I got going on, my technique and everything. But basically, I just took my time with this. Again, I had to do it 4 different times, but it finally came out how I liked. And once I got this portion complete, I cured it for 30 seconds in my lamp. So now I'm taking Celestial Green right under it and doing the same thing, but this one is going to be open face, so like I'm not going to fill it in with the green. And y'all, on this part right here, I totally messed up. Like, I know it looks great, but I was supposed to put red rhinestones like right in that empty space, and I totally forgot. So it is what it is. It's a lot of times when I'm doing recreations, I don't actually have like a picture or anything. I might jot down some notes or something and then kind of go for it. And I feel like that's where it goes wrong. Because if I'm looking at something, I feel like I could recreate it pretty much exact on. But just like trying to think of it and like go off of a like a little messy sketch I have, sometimes things don't come out how I want. So I did have a sketch of this, and I had it like where you could see the red rhinestone, but again, I totally forgot. So moving over, we're using Divine Glam and doing half of the window. So the window is heart shaped, so we're doing half of that heart on this finger, and then off camera I do the other half, and then I'm just going to fill that in. And then right underneath that, I'm going to go in and create half of the door and fill it in and give this nail a 30-second cure. So this part right here, I wasn't supposed to do. I mean, I can. It's my nail set, so I can do it. But it was actually outlined with gold. Instead, I outlined the window with white. And I didn't do the door because I thought about it and I was like, I don't know if it was outlined with white. I'm just doing it because I know I'm about to use the white to, fill in the lines for the window and so forth and so on. So I'm just carefully just outlining the heart on this, and then I'm going to go in and create the extras so that it does look like an actual window. After that, I do go in on the door as well and make the pieces there. Had a little icicle on the door too. I think my door icicle came out really well. I was pretty proud of the door icicle that I did. But this is my favorite white. I need to get some more white gel polish because I'm about to run out. And when I run out, I have other whites, but they're not as pigmented. They're okay. They're not quite as pigmented as this one. But I guess I can try and make them work. I just haven't used them in so long, so I don't even remember the consistency or anything like that. So here's where I'm going in and doing the door. So I'm going to do 2 lines horizontally and then a line vertically. But the last line that I'm doing now is where I go ahead and create my icicles right under that, as if they, got frozen on the door or whatever. Super cute design though. I felt like this design was super, super cute. I can see myself actually walking around and wearing these nails. It would just be everything to go ahead and do that. And I may, because I can always put them back on once they peel off. So now I'm using Astro Love, which is the red, and I'm creating the candy cane that was right by the door on one side. And obviously the ring finger, I'm going to do the same in the opposite direction. But I get this down and then I give that a nice 30-second cure. And then I'm going in with Perfect White to make it look more like a candy cane, and I'll cure that again for 30 seconds. So before I add the magic dust touches, I am going ahead and putting a matte top coat over everything and then giving that a 30-second cure. Then I'm going in with magic dust across the top to kind of highlight that. I'm also going to outline the window and the door on this one as well and give it a 30-second cure. So I thought I was recording when I did this cuticle cuff, but I wasn't. So I hurried up and turned it on while I was finishing up my middle finger. But I used some Macart rhinestone glue to place these at the cuticle. And I am going to show the ring finger just because I didn't show... sorry y'all, my bonnet is in the way. But I'm going to do the ring finger because I didn't... show the middle finger. So I just kind of wanted you to see how I did create this. Now he had a situation going on in the middle, so I don't know if he put the caviar beads all around it or if he actually had a circular gold piece to put the red rhinestone in. But y'all, caviar beads give me a headache. They are so small in particular, and they go everywhere and they're just running all over the place. So I feel like they really accent a nail set really well. I just cannot stand these little pieces that just go everywhere. So it's very rare that I use caveat beads. I have a lot of them, but it's very, very rare that I pull them out just because it's really time consuming trying to put these down on the nail, and you'll be able to experience that with me right now while I'm doing the ring finger, because it still was like real tedious and time consuming. But I'm basically placing two on either side of the rhinestones, just going all the way across the cuticle on both areas. Then I'm going to straighten everything up. I do put two bigger caveat beads on the sides, like the ends of this cuticle cuff. Again, I straighten everything out and then give that a 30-second cure. And at this point, the nail set is pretty much done. After applying this here on camera, I'll be back in just a moment with the final look. And here's the finished set. Y'all, look how cute. Oh my goodness. Such a cute gingerbread house. Comment down below and let me know what you think of this nail set. And if you've made it this far into the video, I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe. And hit your post notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future sets. I thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember to be the best you that you can be, and much love to you all. I was so excited, y'all. That's why I was moving my fingers like that. Like, I couldn't even believe how cute they were.